What is going on? What is going on? Welcome to Sharane's World. Welcome, welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody having a blessed night tonight. You're probably out taking care of your business, out partying, making sure everybody not out with no narcissists, whether they're male or female. Welcome to Sharane's World. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, make sure you hit the like button. Alrighty? I appreciate everybody. Tonight, we just gonna have a night talk with Sharane. Sharane, who's Sharane? That's me. So yeah, we just up here having a chat. If you haven't already, go watch my other videos that I did today in the past, or whatever the case may be. Hit the like button on there. Like I said, we out here. I'm out here bringing awareness. There's other people out here bringing awareness, and it's only fair to give you guys the tools. You understand me? When you're dealing with a narcissist or coming out of a narcissistic relationship, and just trying to understand how they operate and how you can get yourself some healing. Like I said, I'm a survivor of domestic violence and narcissistic abuse relationships. So, I come up here and I spread awareness, and I broke my cycle. Understand me? From 2019, I experienced domestic violence, and then 2024 to 2026, I dealt with a domestic narcissistic abuse relationship as well. So I always wondered when my cycle was gonna end. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said this in my videos before, probably before. I always wondered when my cycles was gonna end, and it ended with a narcissist. So like I said, I didn't know how to come up here and share my story or anything like that, or just start speaking up. But I'm here doing it now. So listen, I'm gonna get into a video with mental illness again. Y'all make sure y'all go check out his YouTube page. Go to mental illness YouTube page. Check him out. His name is Lee Hamhock. His YouTube page is called Mental Illness. Check him out. Subscribe to his page. Listen, all right? You can even say Sharane World sent you over there. At the end of the day, we just gonna be out here bringing awareness. This video right here that he has up there is called "Why a Toxic Person is Most Dangerous When the Bank Account is Empty." So I might change my title. It all depends. I don't know, but we're gonna get into this video right here with him. Like I said, it's called "Why a Toxic Person is Most Dangerous When the Bank Account is Empty." Okay.
What is going on, beautiful people? Lee Hammock, your favorite. You can have a favorite diagnosed narcissist here with another episode today, y'all. Today, we're talking about the broke, toxic person, the broke manipulator. Damn near the broke narcissist. What happens when a narcissist or a toxic person loses all of their funds? What happens? What goes on in the mind of that type of person when they no longer have that skrilla, no longer have that dough? What goes on in that noggin? We don't call it the noggin and whatnot. But we're gonna hop right into it, y'all. Narcissistic people becomes what tool of manipulation. Let's just keep it hot. Let
That's not my video doing it. That's his audio kind of messing up over there. So, we're gonna make sure Lee get that together. But listen, you out here dealing with these situations, the best thing to do is just, try to get up out of there the safest way that you can dealing with a narcissist, especially if they got domestic situations with
let's just
themselves.
keep it ready. Money becomes a tool of manipulation. They just use money for status, the type of status manipulation. They use money to manipulate partners, financial. Y'all hear the term financial abuse all the time. A lot of narcissistic people will absolutely financially use and abuse the people that they are dealing with.
Absolutely.
You ever partner when they have a lot of money, you can't tell them nothing. Like you can't.
That's crazy. After a while, dealing with my narcissistic ex, I had to stop saying when I had money. I started acting like I was broke. That serious. I literally started acting like I ain't had nothing. Cause they peep certain things. So you got I ain't got nothing. I don't got nothing. I started acting like I was broke. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, domestic violence and narcissistic abuse has no gender. So any man, any female could go through this. If you are, just listen to these red flags, you know? Just listen.
Can't tell them nothing. They don't want to. You can tell them something, but they're not trying to hear it, right? You can tell them whatever you want to tell them, they're not trying to hear it at all, right? They're not trying to hear it. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to eat nothing. But when things are going bad, woo, you see the
Yeah, that's
you see the personality flip. You see the personality change up really quickly when you're dealing with somebody like this, especially when they lose access to what they're supposed to have. Right?
absolutely.
When they have money, you can't tell them nothing. But when they don't have it, you can tell them what everything you want to do, but they still won't be listening to it. They still don't care to the point where it's going to change their mindsets. Right? They will take your money. A
Yeah.
narcissistic person, or this type of person right here, this manipulative person, will absolutely feel entitled to your money. Feel
Mm-hmm.
entitled to what you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Absolutely feel entitled to what you have. Isn't crazy? Isn't that crazy as hell right there?
That's
Like
absolutely
that is
true.
insane. How they can absolutely go and feel entitled to what you have in this situation right here. Because when you have a narcissistic person like this, a person like this, a manipulative person like this, who's acting on like this impulse or acting on this money type of stuff right here, they will absolutely keep losing it.
Yeah.
Like they use money for their safety. Money. If I have money, at least a little job or something like that, I feel safe. I feel like I'm in control of everything. When a narcissistic person loses money, when they lose it, that's when things go crazy right there.
Yeah. Like I said, speaking for example, my narcissistic ex lost his job a year ago. Because it was a year ago. It was right before my birthday a year ago, 2025. You started seeing things like later down the road go crazy. And after a while, when he started telling the truth, that's when I'm like, I figured that. Like, so you're not the type of man that when things hit the fan, you will not be there with your family or whatever you want to call. You will actually hop on to the next for the supply. And at that time, I didn't understand what was going on. You know what I mean? But now I understand it. I get it. I get it. I get 100%. It's a shit clown circus show, 3 or 4 Jezebel clown show, and don't nobody want to be a part of that show no more. No, don't nobody want to be even in the audience.
You see what I'm saying? When they lose it, because now they don't feel safe. Now they don't feel like they have any type of power. Now they don't feel like they have any type of control or whatever the case may be, right? This is what goes on in their mind. If I have money, I'm in control, especially if I have a lot of it. When I don't have money, there is a lack of control. This is why a broke narcissist, a broke toxic person, a broke manipulator is a dangerous person.
Yes.
Because I know y'all.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous, especially when they don't have a job and they try to blame that on you and they don't try to go get another job and they blame it on legal issues to come to find out you don't beat somebody else up down somewhere else many years ago, so you still got legal issues to deal with, and you still trying to blame it on somebody else, and you trying to blame it on the job. Like, listen, sweetheart, baby boy, everybody done had a job, got hired, and got fired, and moved on to the next. You understand me? Everybody done boo-hooed about it and moved on to the next job. You know, like I said, my narcissistic ex, he was using people, like literally out there using different women, different whoever he can use, whatever. And if it benefited him and got his bills paid, or got him out the door to a nice little shing-ding party, or out of town to a shing-ding event or something, trust and believe he all in there. He gonna love bomb, gaslight you and everything. 9 times out of 10, he probably gonna make you drive. You gonna drive that highway. You gonna drive all that. You understand me? So listen, let me give you another thing. Back in November 2025, right? My narcissistic ex got locked up. He calls me while he's in a Broome County jail. Okay, well, how did you get there? Oh, well, some girl called the police on me, and then they seen I still had that warrant and from the city, and just. I'm just like, I'm sitting there just like, that's crazy work. You understand? It's crazy work. They crazy, man. This is crazy how they have multiple supply. And they think it's cute. It is not cute at all. That is just crazy.
I know y'all heard the term. I know everybody here has heard the platitude, money is the root of all evil. It's not money. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the lack of money. It's the chasing of the money, right? Because money in different societies, money doesn't exist. Well, people taking each other's lives and stuff like that over it. No, you hear these stories all the time on the news, whatever. That the partner decided that they were broke, so they decided to take out 17 insurance policies on their husband or their wife, and then a month after the insurance policies kicked in, they murdered them. What? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy as hell? It's crazy. It's just like they want to, like a broke narcissist, a broke toxic person, a broke deceiver is a dangerous ass person. Like I say, you see these first 48s all the time, like the armed robbery at the grocery store. Like, what the hell are we doing? He killed 3 people to take and get $2 from it because he was broke. Like, that's crazy. That type of stuff right there is crazy. You see what I'm saying? But this is what happens when you have a broke, manipulative person, a broke, toxic person. They will absolutely keep doing all of this over and over and over again because that's what goes on in the mind, right? It's like the more I have, the more in control that I feel. Yep. And the less I have, the less control I feel right here. Yep. You see what I'm saying?
And that's when they get out there and start begging. When they ain't got, they gonna start begging. They gonna tell you their bank accounts is messing up and they're gonna start that begging and stuff or, try to play nice.
Because this is why you get a lot of, especially the more overt, malignant narcissists, the more money they have, or even if they broke. You can have a broke narcissist that fake you heard the term fake it till you make it. Yeah. You can have a broke, bum ass narcissist or toxic person, right? Out here faking the funk, dressing nice, dressing expensive. And what you call it, DH Gate. They got DH Gate all on speed dial, expedited shipping. DH Gate. They dressing nice, dressing fancy, whole time broke as hell. Yeah. They want to keep up their image. This is why money is so important to narcissists. It's like,
I know one of those. They riding around with fancy car, doing street pharmacist work, thinking they the hot top shit of the area. And all behind that mask. They ain't got shit going on but using people.
Money is like, it really is. I want to be able to keep up my image. I want to be able to feel like I have control or something like that. And y'all understand, I do so many one-on-ones with people over Zoom where people are just saying, like, Lee, when I first met them, I actually thought that they were wealthy. They had everything, had nice clothes, nice everything. But then it turns out they had a negative net worth.
Yes. That happens. I'm telling y'all. If you like really, really knowing a narcissist, if a narcissist a narcissist is gonna tell you what they want to tell you. You understand? Like I said, speaking for example, my narcissistic ex, he's not out here telling all these people the real truth about what he got going on with himself or something. He's probably giving people bits and pieces of certain things, but he's not out here telling everybody who he is. We just gonna leave it like that, okay?
A negative net worth. They didn't have any money at all. They didn't have any type of money at all. They were just faking it until they got it. They told me they owned a business. They told me this. They told me that. But when we got married or whatever, we started living together. I was like, hey, where's the money at for the bills? And they never did have it. They said they were waiting on the deposit or waiting on somebody to pay an invoice. And the invoice was never paid. Like, Lee, I don't know what to do. I don't know what happened here. People like this continue to do it all this type of stuff right here. That's where it goes. They brag all the time. Yeah, a lot of them do, right? A lot of them do. A lot
of them do. They brag a lot.
But not necessarily covert narcissists. Covert narcissists with money or more, they might drive a nice car, but this is the type of narcissist that is kind of like faking the funk the other way, right? If a covert narcissist has a lot of money, they tend to not show it, right? This is the type of person that will dress nice, just dress low key nice. They're not loud with it. They're not peacocking. They'll dress low key nice and stuff like that because they want people. They don't necessarily want people to know. They want people to know they have a little bit of status, but they want to have this air.
Nah, not my narcissistic ex. No, 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 no. He has to look nice, drive something nice, and make himself look like he got, so he can draw that supply in. And they would think that he got. He will manipulate their mind and make it think that he got. But in all reality, they really don't know the truth about him. And then it's sad, like these people are wicked, boy.
Of like mysteriousness, right? They want this air of mystery. Like, what's this person about, right? They dress kind of nice. I don't know what they got. See, covert narcissists are going to be different. Covert people are going to be different and whatnot. So this is what happens right here. My ex was a student and I was paying all the bills, and he would take his student loan refunds right to high-end clothing stores, then say he looked down on the poor. Oh, dear Lord. You see what I'm saying? She was taking care of this grown man who was in school, and he would get his refund check and go buy high-end stuff to fake the funk. Mm-hmm. Y'all see, a clear example of it right there. Clear example of it right there.
My narcissistic ex would say that he about to be evicted. He would say that he about to be, his landlord about to put him on and everything, and he trying to get his rent money and all this kind of stuff. But then turn around, you got this new, you got that new, you got that new. You could have put that on your rent. You could have put that on your bill. You could have put that. You know what I'm saying? How are you getting these things? You ain't got no job. You have no job. You're just street pharmacing, okay? And you're using women and whoever for whatever for your own personal gain and need. You understand me? So, like, dealing with these narcissistic people is wicked out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. And it works for females as well. So, this is just not a one sided, avenue of trying to call out one sided, gender. No, it's males and females that are narcissistic and they need help. They need to go to a counselor and figure out what they got going wrong with them. Sit back, evaluate their life, and get it together with themselves. Because if they have that type of trait, that's not something that they can get rid of. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe out here coming across these type of people. Get the tools that you need. Get the information that you need. All right. You know, don't get them too much information on the first day or whatever. They love bomb the mess out of you. And it is Saturday night. I know for a fact. Everybody's out at the clubs, everybody's out at the bars, it's Mother's Day weekend, and everybody's doing what they're doing. You're gonna run into a narcissist, especially if you're single and you out at them clubs and them bars doing whatever. Them after hour spots. Y'all thinking y'all lit. I tell you, my narcissistic ex, he out there. He think he the hot top shot or the whatever. Okay? So y'all be safe out there. Don't bring none of these ladies to your home. And don't bring none of these men to your home. Coming from a bar or a club or wherever you was coming from and you met somebody, you don't even know if they're narcissists. You don't even know what they're about. All right? When you out there, just know they love bomb the shit out of you real quick, real quick, real quick. No matter how long it takes, it's you're gonna see. You're definitely gonna see. So I'm gonna head up out of here. I hope everybody's having a blessed night, staying safe. If you are a victim of domestic violence and narcissistic abuse relationships, there are advocates out there. There's mentors out there. There's peer mentors out there like me. There's groups out there. There's support groups like what I have, and you could go on the internet, you can find other support groups as well. It's just with my support group, you're gonna get more other information that you need compared to other people's support groups. And I still support other people's support groups, but at the end of the day, mine is a little more differently because I give you all detailed information. I will break it down for you, however you need to go, long way, short way, however you want to put it. I'm gonna make sure you get that good information about family court, divorce, healing. What is a narcissist? What is their trait? What is narcissism? Everything is up there, whether for male or female, how women could heal, male could heal, because healing is kind of differently when it comes to the men and women, but everybody can heal. at the end of the day coming out these situations. And that's my whole goal, is to bring awareness to domestic violence and narcissistic abuse relationships. Okay? And I'm going to keep bringing awareness. I'm going to keep doing it no matter how long, no matter what it takes. Because it's real out here. And there's people that are dying behind us. There are people that are losing their minds behind us. And I'm so grateful that I broke my cycle and I got about that situation. And when I got about that situation, I hurried up and got the counseling that I need. I hurried up and put myself in group, supports and stuff like that. I did that quickly during the ending of my summer. I did that very quickly when school, during the end of the summer when school came back. At the end of the day, I could say like September, October. I was doing counseling in 2025. And at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you need that counseling, get the counseling that you need, ladies and gentlemen. All right, don't be like these narcissistic people out here that don't want to go sit down and understand what's going on with their life. Because like I tell you, speaking from example, my narcissistic ex has issues and they need to be addressed. And if those don't be addressed, he's gonna find himself either in jail or it's just gonna be the same revolving cycle door with him because he's a narcissist. You understand me? And he's not gonna go get help. He thinks everything is okay with what he is doing. You understand me? And it's sad. And listen to this. Watch how they talk about their siblings. Watch how they talk about their brothers and they whatever they got. You understand? Like I said, everybody's situation is different. Watch how they do stuff like that. But they could still kiki with the same person out at the bar, out at everything. Another thing is my narcissistic ex, he used his brother for a lot of his cover ups as excuses. Oh, I'm going with my brother to the bar. Oh, I'm going with my brother there. Oh, I'm going. You understand me? It was a lot of excuses of that. And then there will be plenty of times that you would say that, like that person would say that, and you catch them in that lie red handed. You understand me? So who, listen, don't nobody want time for that. You better heal, male or female. You heal coming out these situations. I don't care how long it take you to heal. I don't care if it take you a year. You heal before you move on to anything else. All right. There's always gonna be somebody out there. Like it's somebody from somebody. If you don't want to date, you don't have to date. But trust me, one day you guys are gonna run into your soulmate. You're gonna run into your person, male or female. You're gonna run into them. And you're gonna know that this is not a narcissistic relationship. You're gonna know it's not a domestic relationship. You're gonna know it's not a manipulative relationship or just a one-sided relationship. You're gonna learn that that person loves you for you and for who you are, and they're willing to grow with you, build with you, and not gonna be out here cheating on you and stuff like that, and lying and manipulating you and stuff, or gaslighting you. Understand me? Trust me, there are good men and good women still out there. Okay? So don't just think, oh, you dealt with a narcissist and it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. All right. That's why I say you have to heal. And that's your choice. When you're done healing, then you could do what you do. You know, but once you healed and you come out and you start going back into that dating world, now you have all the tools in your box of what a narcissist is, what their traits are, what they do, how they operate, and how you can, you know, get yourself out that situation. You know what I mean? Because you know the red flags. You spotted them on real strong. And so that's my whole goal, is to come up here and bring that awareness. And I'm happy that other people, like narcissistic people, are coming out and speaking, especially the men, because it gives you a good insight, like mental illness and Leon Walker, and there's a couple of other people, that comes out and speak about narcissists and things like that. But I'm so happy that these guys are coming out speaking about this situation, because it gives us survivors and thrivers and victims and people that want to educate themselves on what it is. All right. Like I said, when I was in it, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it was schooling. I didn't know it was this. I didn't know it was that. All I know, just kept saying, all he does is talk about himself. Everything is just about him. It's just, it was a lot, guys. It was a lot, but I'm out that situation, and everybody else, let's just try to make sure everybody else stays safe. All right, don't be out there getting into no trouble with nobody. I know Sunday morning y'all gonna wake up on Mother's Day and watch this video because I know everybody's probably out at the bar, the club, whatever they doing. So stay safe. Because if you're waking up and you made it to the end of this video, just make sure you're not looking over next to a narcissist that you brought home from the bar or the club last night. Okay? Just make sure that you didn't bring nobody new home from the bar or the club, whether that's a male or a female. And I already told you how they operate in my other videos. But when they start asking you for stuff, listen, you gotta cut that off. Okay? Welcome to Sharane's, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to my page. I greatly appreciate every last one of y'all for coming up here, viewing, subscribing. Shout out to all my new subscribers and everything like that. And everything. I appreciate all you guys because it means a lot. It just means that you guys understand. You understand the movement. You understand where I'm going with this, whole platform. Uh, you understand the domestic violence and narcissistic abuse. You want to learn what is it. You want to educate yourself on it. You know, you want to heal, so you want to just get the information from another survivor. Like, you know what I mean? Um, Listen, I appreciate everybody. We all gotta make sure that we are staying strong. We are getting through these these situations, and we're not putting ourselves back into those situations no matter what goes on. We don't go back, and we also know how to move when we go into another relationship. You understand me? um it's gonna get hard, guys. Trust me. I know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It does get hard when you try to leave a narcissist, but once you get past that part, that's the stuck part. Yeah, once you get past that, and you just do no contact and you just block everything, you're gonna feel good. You don't have to come on the internet and bring awareness like how I do or other people do. You can just, feel, you could do that on your own. You could feel good privately. Have your go. I come up here and I bring awareness because this is just what I have in me regardless. You understand that? I have this in me. Let me tell you, before I went through a domestic situation, I was already, helping other people. Like people would come to me and be like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this or this and that? And I will always give somebody something healing or something, you know what I mean? Because then I would take my own advice. And it was always like that. And then after a while, I had to start taking my own advice that I was dishing out to people because I started going through a domestic situation. You know what I'm saying? So I always had this in me. And once I came out of 2019, there was a story I wanted to tell. I just didn't know how to tell it. It was scary. But now, listen, DV and a narcissistic abuse relationship, no, we would never put ourselves back in that situation. So I'm happy I'm up here, spreading awareness, giving you guys the information, the juicy information, whatever it is. That's just what it is. And I appreciate everybody. I'm going to get up out of here. And happy Mother's Day to everybody when you're waking up in the morning and you're seeing this, okay? Everybody have a blessed day. You know, be careful because it's Mother's Day and some of these narcissistic people may not have theirs. You understand? And they get angry on days like this. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be crossed in a crossfire with them. So y'all be safe. Welcome to Sharane's World. I appreciate everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. Check out my other videos. Go check my shorts, my reels. Check everything out. Check it out. Okay? You don't got to subscribe, but you sure can hit the like button on whatever video that you find interest or suit you. Yes, I want to hear from everybody. I just want to understand. Are you guys healing? Are you guys getting the information that you need? Like What is going on? Like, are you guys have you guys been through a domestic violence relationship or a narcissistic abuse relationship? If so, hit the like button. You understand me? Also, follow my community wall. Check out my Facebook page. It's called Domestic Violence and Narcissistic Abuse Relationships I Survived. Check it out. Get the information that you need. Look at my community wall. Get the information that you need. And that's all I got to say. Alrighty, guys. And welcome to Sharane's World. Everybody stay safe, all right? Don't wake up to a narcissist, guys.
You got a long way to go. Rock with me now.